the one that is even more of an important in Nairobi. It's going to make it possible to demystify what Alice broke down. And you saw her products, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm sure many of you looked at that table or looked at that slide and saw how complex those products are. But yet it requires a facilitator to activate those conversations to happen. I'll show you one of the things we're doing in Makueni County that has activated her product 3, which is that most of our governors since 2010 have actually begun to set up what we call funds, community funds. So if you're in Kilifi, it's Wezesha Fund. If you're in Mombasa, it's the Revolving Fund. If you're in Makueni, where Jacob's Ladder is now working with the governor, it's Tiveka Fund. Now, what they're doing there is working around the fisheries value chain. Now, the fisheries value chain could be considered as a green economy or a green space or an agro space. The idea is, how do we actually now operationalize product 3 that Alice was talking about at a Mombasa level, to ensure that when we're talking about waste collection, there's an activation of conversation in the way it's happening here, because sometimes we have conversations like this, and the artist talked about it, where it becomes a lot of talk, but we actually don't leave here with any tangible action that then allows us at a household level to actually execute. So it's demand driven. And so I'd like to give you figures that, it will look like this in Kenya, but the answer is, and it may sound like I'm not answering the question, but I'm actually answering it, is it's for every young person in their neighborhood to activate, that brings together their MCA, their Swahili Pot, their industry player in that particular ward. And why we emphasize the ward level or the neighborhood level is Swahili Pot here, as it stands, is sitting in a ward. This is actually a ward, and we need to demystify this idea of counties, whether we're talking about Mombasa, we're talking about Kenya. These are big, big, big figures that really, when it becomes execution time, you get into a paralysis of analysis. But if we actually break it down mtaani, and we ask, kampuni mtaani ni ipi? Wanaoajiriwa ni kina nani? Kazi wanayofanya ni ipi? We'll actually find that a lot of this, what I would call anxiety at a county and national level, may actually reduce. So I've tried to summarize quite a bit there, but to answer your question in terms of practically what it looks like when we say activate. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Tendai. I can see the timekeepers are sort of like shooting at me. So you're gonna have like one question, then after that we open it up to the audience, right?